The Valley of Fear, Act number 2. Act number 2 is going to conclude and make us clear so many things about the past and present. Past of 1875 and present 1895, where the murder took place. This act started with the scene of past, that is 1875. In this scene, we come to know that McGinty is visiting McMurdo at Widow McNamara. Widow McNamara is a place where McMurdo was living after leaving Shafter's lodging. So McMurdo is living in McNamara and McGinty is visiting him. It's very unusual that a boss, a body master is visiting a scourer, a subordinate who has just joined the organization. Here we come to know that there is something very peculiar which will be in the boss's mind, and to satisfy his curiosity and to find out about why McMurdo met Morris and what are the things going in between both of them. To find this out, McGinty is there. So he started his conversation with this inquiry that why and what were the things between them. McMurdo, as was decided between Morris and McMurdo, that if Bodymaster will ask, it will be told that there is nothing, just a job which Morris wanted to offer. So, as they decided, the same was communicated to the boss. After that, when his curiosity was satisfied, then a task was given to McMurdo. The task was to teach a lesson to Chester Wilcox. So, Chester Wilcox is a person whose presence was not liked by McGinty. Due to his presence, due to his interference in his matter, he was unable to move on his organization's proceedings. So this that is why Chester Wilcox teaching lesson to Chester Wilcox was given, and this was also told to McMurdo that Chester Wilcox is not an easy shot because he is always alert, he is always ready, and he is a marvelous shooter as well. So he never misses any shot. This is what was communicated to McMurdo. One more thing which was brought in McMurdo's notice was that it will not be a good idea if he will be attacking Chester Wilcox. If he will be attacking during the day, it will not be a good idea. So he was suggested that he must attack and do whatever task is given to him at night. At night, he will not be armed. At night, he will be in the presence of his family's company. So, this fact that whatever happens, every person is having every person is having inclination or love inclination towards its family. So this is what was told to McMurdo, that he should attack him when at night he would be at home in the presence of his wife, in the presence of his children, and when he will be attacking at his home, then it will be easy to catch him, because at that time his own life will not be his priority, his family's life would be the priority. So that is what McGinty administered McMurdo. But McMurdo said that it's not a good idea to attack women and children. As usual, McGinty got furious with McMurdo's suggestion that it should not be done. So this is what was going on in between them, and then McMurdo said that as is directed, he will be doing it. The second thing which we come to know in this scene is that Jim Carnway was shot. So at that point, they will be taking revenge by teaching a lesson to Chester Wilcox. The second thing which was suggested was that he should take blasting powder along with him, and that blasting powder was recommended that bag would be left at the front door. So this is what, like, a very cruel verdict was given by the boss to McMurdo. And let's see that would McMurdo would be following all what was told to him. And when they were all doing all this conversation, and McGinty spread a map on the table to make McMurdo know that what area, what place would he be going to do this activity. Then Captain Marvin entered in that place. Captain Marvin was holding a revolver, and he was followed by two police officers who were also armed with rifles. And in hurry, the boss McGinty picked up the map. And when these police officers they entered, McGinty tried his best that McMurdo would be safe, because they said that they want to take McMurdo. This is what was not acceptable by McGinty, so he tried to defend him and by saying that he is his friend. But Marvin was not impressed with what McGinty said. So in return, Marvin said that McGinty also has to answer his own conduct some of these days. So it means that there are few people in police who are not directly under control of McGinty. So this is a good thing, and we will see in the coming scenes that how these good police officers and the other agencies, how they are uh, planning to catch McGinty. So this is all what has happened in scene number one. And in scene number two, we come to know that how injustice was prevalent in society, how restlessness was there in society. That was the place where we see that the courtroom was having people, and we come to know that helplessness was there because of no witnesses and proofs of wrong deeds. So we come to know that this courtroom would be seeing another injustice. The magistrate entered and he said that as there was no witness near the premises of Vermissa Herald, and whatever has happened, Mr. Stanger, who was the editor, who was beaten up by McGinty's scourers, it was revealed that there was nothing which came into the process, which came into the way which would be giving justice to Mr. Stanger, who was beaten up by these scourers. By you remember that Mr. Stanger is the one who is the editor and who wrote something against McGinty and his fellows and the proceedings which were going on by this organization. So when they took revenge and when the case went into the court, nothing happened. The prosecutors were unable to, the magistrate said that the prosecutors were unable to bring any solid proof against this happening. So the people who were nominated, like Baldwin, Scanlon, Willoughby brothers, and McMurdo, they all were released. And on top of it, the magistrate also apologized for inconvenience which was caused by these people who were brought into the court because of some um, problem which, or according to him, that they were innocent, so he apologized. And Mrs. Larby got very upset. Mrs. Larby wanted to say something in the court, but magistrate said that Mrs. Larby is not in her complete senses because she got upset on the decision which was made by the magistrate. So this is all which was happening. We come to know the role of court, we come to know the role of justice, which was working in Vamisa Valley. Scene number three. Let's discuss scene number three. That's a very small scene when we come to know that in Burlstone Manor, 1895, Mr. Douglas and Mr. Barker and Mrs. Douglas. Mr. Barker, who is friend of Mr. Douglas, he, when after the murder of Mr. Douglas, is sitting with Mrs. Douglas, who is supposed to be feeling low, who was supposed to be feeling very sad after the sudden death of after the murder of her husband. But we come to know that this friend of the person who was murdered, that is Mr. Douglas, and his wife, they both are, Mr. Barker and the friend and the wife, both of Mr. Douglas, who was murdered, they are supposed to be in sad mood, but they are talking to each other in a lively manner. They are enjoying each other's company. When this all happened, Mr. Watson, Dr. Watson, he witnessed this all. So it can direct the detective's attention as not uh, much time has passed, and it will be alarming for the detectives to see that how come that the true friend, a very close friend of Mr. Douglas and his beloved wife, they are talking to each other in such a manner. So this is all about scene number 1 to scene number 3 of act number 2. We will be talking about the next scenes in near future.